Panaka, he's still asleep. I wonder if he's ever even awoken at all since our last meeting when we first came to this city about 2 weeks ago. Even if he has, I doubt he's been able to physically leave this bed since then, not just because of his failing health and his having lived far beyond the normal age expectancy of even elves, but also due to the fast approaching day when most Elvenians, both youthful and elderly, may be too frightened of the evil outside their homes to crawl 2 inches out from where they cower underneath their beds. Panaka stumbles awake. Oh, the Earthling children have returned. I am glad you all came back alive, but I must confess that I did not expect to see you all again this early. Surely you could not have already found and defeated the Lord of Darkness while you were in Sibyline Reef. I would be ecstatic with joy if Elvenia saved with so little being sacrificed, don't misunderstand, but if that were true, then the demons roaming Lelia would have already vanished. We were forced to concede retreat from the continent altogether under several circumstances, the most dire of them concerning our homeboy Harrison here. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'm curious to know how you perceived our decision to get ourselves directly involved in this world's struggle in the first place. After all, despite your appeals on behalf of Elvenia for our help during our last meeting, you might recall that, with the exception of Dusk, we weren't absolutely certain of whether we would dedicate ourselves to this or not. Oh, I knew you had agreed to help this world deep within your hearts, all right. And it wasn't difficult to see each of your individual outward confirmations of that decision during the battle you had fought with that wicked masked woman at the city gates on that same day. Speaking of that battle, I must ask for your forgiveness for our having failed to come and help you 3 when we saw that you were in imminent danger of being slain by that heartless sorceress. I know that such an intangible apology, however sincere, is not close to being enough, but please accept it on the elves' behalf. We are ashamed for having allowed our fear of Wraith to keep us from trying to save you. There was no excuse for our cowardice when it comes to protecting the lives of others. It's fine. Against such an opponent, I doubt any of the elves could have done anything to help us. Wraith would have just slain anyone who dared to stand against her, so we really can't blame you for being too terrified to get yourselves involved in a battle that should have concerned only us 3 anyway. We know that, even as everyone could do nothing but watch in fear from their windows, you all were probably deathly worried about us as we fought, as selfless and considerate as you Elvenian folk all seem to be. Very well spoken, my servant. I'm surprised to hear such noble words coming out of your mouth, of all people. Especially after that whole situation with the marriage. You are finally learning, it would appear. Uri continues unperturbed. Or answers unperturbed, I guess. Priyan, dear friend, go be someone else's angel for a while, and kindly stay out of my hair, will you? Priyan sounds as though she were speaking through angrily clenched teeth. Why, you little ingrate! Panaka humbly answers, thank you for understanding. But not only for that reason, I also can tell of your resolve to save Elvenia by sensing the presences of 3 new friends who have joined you all along the way, although they remain aloof enough to our physical sight as always. Yeah, that's kind of lame, actually. I mean, it makes sense that these angels would not appear in this game, like, from a programming perspective, because there's only so many angel sprites available. In fact, there's only 1 angel sprite available in 4 colors, but still. But besides that, it is lame because why does it have to be that way? Why do they have to remain invisible? It would be so helpful if we could actually see them. It's been quite a while, Priyan. I thought that had to be you when I heard a tiny feminine voice berating her disobedient servant. And you as well, Sir Panaka. I would be glad to catch up on old times with you, but if I may run the risk of being rude, perhaps there will be a more appropriate time for light-hearted banter when the darkness over Elvenia is lifted. Could you please lend us your wisdom to help with our hero's current predicament, sir? Yes, of course, forgive me. Seeing as how you and the other soulless Emzu goddesses have never been known to actually form such personal bonds with any one individual, the fact that that has now become a necessity only further stresses how critical Elvenia's plight is. So, what have you all come for? Panaka and see and talk to the goddesses? How is that possible? Can he see them? I thought it was just implied that he cannot. Correction, child. Panaka can no more see us than you, Dusk, or Lyn can, and most Elvenians have always been able to hear our voices or sense our presences. It's just that, up until now, with Serena's presence in this world being restricted somewhat, there was never a literal need for us to adopt any one Elvenian personally like we have you three Earthlings. I will say, at the very least, in the case of this game, it would make sense that the angels would be invisible on account that they need to make themselves not a target for the bad guys. Right. This is what's happened so far. And so it was then that we remembered seeing a book on this kind of subject shelved away in your room up here, and decided to return to Itsuki to seek your help. The amusement of such an outlandish tale aside, I believe that I do know of someone who can turn your friend back to normal. So, you're a human Earthling like these three as well, Then you must be the same Harrison Cole mentioned in Lisa's diary as the fourth of Serena's appointed Warriors of the Light. Wait, it actually specifically named these guys by name? Shoot, we must have not read that part. Indeed, it will be rather difficult for you to help these other three fight, attached to such an unsuitable form. Okay, I disagree with that. He is going to be a very capable fighter. You should see how he handles those nunchukus with his beak. Unusually strong magical powers of healing are required here, and I can think of only one soul in all of Elvenia who meets those qualifications. Then this person must be one of the only two left in Elvenia who is said to still be able to wield white magic, period, aside from Dusk. Though Dusk's magic probably has not had time to develop enough for him to be able to solve such a drastic case as Harrison's. Yeah, but it might get there. Can we just hold off on changing them back to normal and wait until Dusk may or may not have that power? Precisely. Those two creatures happen to be both friends of mine, so I can lead you straight to them. They are the husband and daughter of Lisa, the Holy Priestess. Lyle and Sarah Winters. Golf. I cannot say whether little Sarah's magical powers have matured enough to handle this case, but I am certain that her father will be able to do something. Perfect! Let's go! Where exactly is it that we're supposed to be going? Cough. Don't be in such a rush, child. You will find these two clerics within a small settlement of humans on the far side of the snowy peninsula northwest of here, called Kalinka. At this stage of our journey, I think it should be fully expected for me to start asking this, but what potential dangers await us along the way to Kalinka? Aside from freezing to death due to the icy winds that perpetually blow across the Lemon tundra, which you must first cross to make it to Kalinka, or from being eaten alive by the gigantic Sasquatch who roams the territory, you have nothing to be worried about at all. As it is to be expected, though a kind man who will surely worry over our safety on this journey, Panaka never fails to speak in a straightforward manner. I suppose, that Lady Chermes knows me all too well. True to everyone's increasing worry as he continued to frequently cough and sound more and more raspy with illness, Panaka's body is suddenly racked with a terrible fit of coughing. Blood stains his left hand as he uses it to stem his coughs, and he falls to his knees, barely able to hold himself upright at all by using his cane for support. Dang! Master Panaka! Hey, are you okay, old man? Panaka says, now at almost a whisper. I'm fine. Deep breath. Please do not be alarmed. This happens all the time in my old age. What, the coughing up blood? After all, I have my ever-dutiful grandson Sam to help in Tessera's place whenever an attack like this occurs. He suffers from tuberculosis. Miss Ares? If you are able to tell what's wrong with him, then please use your power to cure him, Ares. I am very sorry for this, Sir Panaka, but I am powerless to give Dusk the strength he requires to cure you in this case. Okay, why don't you do it yourself? Then we'll tell Sam we're taking Panaka with us to Kalinka. Lyle or Sarah will be able to help him. Such a treacherous journey through the tundras alone will surely prove fatal to Sir Panaka in his fragile state, I fear. She's right. This illness I have was not brought upon me through ordinary means. The darkness is using magic to do this to me. What? Someone else is causing your suffering? What can we do to help you, then? For now, nothing. I promise you, though, I will be all right. Eventually. I will simply retire back to bed for now, and the pain will soon go away. Please hurry on to Kalinka now. All right. But we're sending Sam up here to look after you for a while on our way out, okay? Please stay well, Sir Panaka. We will pray that Serena shields you from as much suffering that the darkness brings upon you as she may. Well, fell asleep pretty easily, at least. If I were in that condition, I'm not sure I'd be able to fall asleep so easily. That book about using magic to turn humans into chickens still stands out among the other works on Panaka's shelf. Out of curiosity, does the book actually have the spell itself? 'Cause here's what I'm thinking. We take this book along, and the next time we meet up with... Scrolling down on my notes, the next time we meet up with someone like Grandis, we'll just go ahead and use this spell on him. and then he'll be out of our hair, and we can have ourselves a nice dinner. Please wait. Just one more moment, my children. Cough. Yeah? What's up, old man? Could you all seriously consider taking Sam along with you back to Meadows once you have returned from Kalinka? Huh? Hey, old man, are you that close to death that you would want to make sure Sam is able to find a way to his sister before you pass on and leave him here all alone? It isn't that. I don't believe that this illness will get to me that soon. This is for Sam's sake, not my own. He has missed his dear sister so much these past few months. I know that he wants very much to go to where Tessera is and stay protectively by her side. My poor grandson agonizes with so much over-worry for her well-being that he is afraid to go to sleep at night for fear of seeing her brutal death at the hands of some terrible monster in his nightmares. I am willing to risk just about anything to bring a smile of hope back to Sam's face at this point. I know that will be a huge responsibility for you all to try to carry a helpless child like Sam safely past the dangerous road between Iski and Meadows, but he won't possibly be able to make it to the Sarah by any other means, nor she to him. I'm sorry to ask such a potentially dangerous task of all of you. Say no more, Panaka. We understand your feelings on this and how important it is to Sam. He's helped us before, so now we will gladly return the favor. We promise that, once we've saved Harrison, we'll come straight back and get Sam safely to Meadows. You can count on us. Right, everyone? I see no reason why not. I've no objections. Yes, definitely. Cough. Thank you all for this. It seems to me that Serena had known very well what she was doing when she chose the four of you to be her heroes for all of Elvenia. Stay safe and well on your journey to Kalinka. Out of curiosity. Yep, definitely asleep. And I can no longer talk to you. Ran out of memory to have Sam say something as we leave, huh? Out of curiosity, since we did have a memory card change while in there... Ooh! And the chicken's not in the way this time. Well, it's a good thing I decided to go after all of these treasures before going to see Panaka, then. Means I can go ahead and grab these again. I just can't entirely remember which ones had treasure. Beer Force is asking what happened to his sub badge. You know, I'm not entirely sure. According to this, you've got a founder badge now, 19-month subscriber, and also 5 gift subs. One of those probably replaced the subscription badge that I had for you. I probably can only have 2 badges at a time. Okay, people have definitely moved to new locations. Boy, that girl LaFale is quite a pistol, isn't she? I have never seen the tavern that she runs receive so much business before. How much business we talking here? Yep, that's quite a lot of business. Come back to me, Handsome D. Isn't my... I think you're saying something different. It isn't my being of miniature stature in comparison to elf women that drives you away, is it? Ahem. This girl just doesn't give up, does she? I guess paprika is more of your type then, huh? Well, at least paprika has some semblance of modesty. So, yes. If you want to use this as an opportunity to make such an audacious remark, then perhaps I have developed affection for Miss Paprika. What's it to you? Okay, no further discussion on that. Oh, how heartbroken I am to be so blatantly rejected. Sob, sob. My delicate heart is torn in two. Ah, well, at least allow the drinks to be on me this time. Well, no harm in accepting her offer in this case then, I guess. I feel dizzy. What have you done to me? That's not cool, Raphael. That was no ordinary mug of ale. What might you be scheming now, you shameless woman? Hee, now that is a secret, you cute adolescent boy, you. It would have been a nice touch had there been some sort of status affliction there. But nope. And the whole conversation plays out again. Oh well, no harm done. Ah, so Mr. Sarah is still safe and sound. Thank goodness. I just know that she will be able to make it back to home to us now, eventually. Little brother will be so happy to see her again when that time finally comes. Sam seems to be coping better. You already said that. That's not new. How about somebody else? Actually, can I go in here? Nope. It's worth checking. You're going to Kalinka? Dressed warmly for the tundras, alright? Nah. Welcome back. Aside from that, no. Okay, let me go ahead and move on here in my guide for the game. Ooh, this is going to be a tall dungeon. Well, let's get started. Onward to the Moon Film. After I save. It's been a bit since I saved. How long of a bit? That long of a bit. So, yeah, that would be a lot of time to lose if I died.